All right, we are recording. Yeah!
Hey, everyone.
It's the birthday truth or drink episode, everyone. Okay, we have Kelly back. This is her third time.
Wow.
On For the Girls with Becca Moore. The last one was a truth or drink regular version. This is going to be truth or drink extreme version because it's birthday version. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy early birthday, Becca.
Thank you.
Becca's a Gemini, and we love that. I'm an Aquarius, so I do feel like air signs get along.
I know.
Well.
I do feel like that's probably why we get along. I'm starting to believe in zodiac signs.
I know.
My birthday is on Monday, and we're doing a party bus on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So this is the only time that I really had time to film anything. And Kelly originally wanted to do like 26 or 27 things I learned.
Yeah, but we didn't necessarily have to do that many. But I was like, you should reflect on your past year. I feel like you had a very pivotal year.
Oh my God, I had the most pivotal year so
and
far.
then like manifest for the next year, which I'll probably maybe filter throughout between
Can we talk
the questions.
about how good we are at manifesting though? I will say, like.
Y'all, well, first of all, we thought that the full moon was a day before it was. So a night before, I was over at Becca's house and we thought someone was breaking in.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it was fair because it was the sound.
We both heard it. Like,
it was like human inconsistency, meaning it wasn't just like the same steady noise. It was like coming from a different place, a different rhythm, whatever. I stayed the night and I was like, oh, Becca, it's a full moon tonight. So we manifested that night. Turns out it needed to be the next night. But so we manifested that night, if you want to lead into. So the next day, both of our things.
Both of the things that we manifested. Imagine like asking for world peace versus like I asked for a pony.
Yeah.
And I literally got the pony the next day.
I was like,
I asked something like so specific, like career wise, and the next day I got the career wise thing and she got just like a weird thing happen.
Yeah. I was like, wait, maybe I should get more specific. But we were laughing. I was like, okay, greedy. I didn't know you could just ask for anything. I thought I had to like kind of be like peace offering with the universe. Like, hey, could I maybe get a little clarity? Just maybe, no worries if not. And she's like, I need this now. And she got it. And I was like, okay.
I can just say whatever I want and it happens. Sometimes I manifest by putting things on. Wait, I don't want to give away my secrets. Because it seems to be working right now. Well, I think it's like good to give it away.
Well, I think so too.
Okay, good karma. I write things down and put it under my pillow at night. And then I look back and like everything has come true. So it's like awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not everything yet.
No,
but it's going to. I'm manifesting.
You have enough data of it happening enough times, I feel like, that it keeps you coming back.
Oh, God. I'm
coming back.
I'm getting my ponies.
Yeah.
Plural.
Okay, I'm doing pony. Next full moon, so however long that is, I'm telling you, I'm manifesting like crazy shit.
No, literally, like, I am ready now. Now I believe Nilu, because Nilu's our, like, woo-woo friend, kind of, and she literally, I FaceTimed her.
She was in the middle of her ritual.
She was in the middle of a witch ritual. She was drinking, like, what, like cinnamon something
Yeah, some sort of tea.
Watching, like, a weird, like, map on the TV, listening to a voice giving her like affirmations on a podcast or something.
Yeah.
While manifesting. She burnt some stuff. She convinced me one time to put a glass of water outside and like
I have done moon
there.
water. You know, times are hard when you're like, I'm gonna do moon water. Yeah. And the next morning I was like, I guess I drink it now. And then I sat there.
Oh fuck, I didn't do that.
Wait, I think you're supposed to. I don't know. And I was like living in an apartment at the time on the balcony. Like the whole ambiance was like 7 a.m. before work, and I'm like drinking this like stale water. Yeah.
Hey, what if like a bug got in it?
Well, I would have drank it. I would have.
Okay. I would have too, honestly.
Wait, before we start, and you can either like leave this or cut it, but I want to hear your acting class story.
Oh my God. Okay,
yeah.
I have this story that happened in my acting class today. Okay. I had the craziest morning, you guys. I really want my acting teacher to like me, like to a degree that's like a little bit like, are you okay?
It's borderlining like, oh, you want authority figure approval? Like there's something.
Because he's kind of like a tougher critic than the last teacher I had who was like, well, we were in beginner before, so he was just like so nice to everyone. This one is like so honest and like he isn't like fluffing things up really. So, okay. I'm anxious walking into class today for like, because first of all, I want his approval. Second of all, I drove by someone in the car and I was like, oh my God, I just saw someone crazy that I drove by. So I'm doing like adrenaline. I get to my acting class. I'm like, ugh. And then when you get there, it's not a comforting experience to show up because you're right away in line. Like there's no like icebreaker. You walk into the studio and you're standing in a line to go do a scene and you don't know how other people have prepared the scene.
Oh, so God.
It's like really nerve-wracking. And then also on top of like me, every day I want him to like me even more.
Right.
So like there's more pressure,
the pressure
every
surmount
time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's getting bigger.
And on Tuesday, after I did my scene, he was like, oh my God, good job. That was your best scene. Like you're getting so much more confident after I did it. So I'm going in today being like, I have to top that. Like I was so confident on Tuesday. That was my best scene. I have to top that. The scene today was a nurse. Like she was like like she's trying to do an IV. I read the scene as funny. Like I thought we were supposed to be I thought we were supposed to like try to be funny.
And even if it's not, she'll find a way. She's like, so I actually thought this was going to be a funnier scene. They're like, oh, at the funeral? Yeah, just my character.
No, like, I literally prepared it like me being like, okay, like I was like doing like bits the entire time.
They're like, can you take it seriously?
No, listen, Kelly. Okay, so I do my scene. Like he does this little trick with me. Like he was reading the scene with me, and his only lines were "ow" 3 times. That was his only lines. And he, instead of doing it right away, he would wait. Like he was like, instead of like delivering his line, he was like,
for why?
Ow! Like he just like random. He was just like trying to throw me off, and it threw me off. I was thrown off, and I was anxious. I was shaking, and I had adrenaline, and I wanted to be good so bad.
Right.
So I do what I prepared. Like it was like bits. Like mine was like goofy. Okay. And like it wasn't. I knew it wasn't cohesive. Like I knew because I was thrown off by him. And after I went, keep in mind, last time after I went, he said, "Good job. That was your best one. You're so confident." This time he looked at me and he was like, "Interesting." So I was like,
say right back at ya, buddy.
Who says interesting to a scene? So I'm on the, like, literally, I think I'm in my luteal phase or something. I'm on the verge of tears.
No.
Yeah, I was like, I know I did that so bad. Like, and then no, it's so bad. So we're all sitting there. And then I'm like sitting in my seat, like adrenaline still, like being like, who the fuck says interesting? Like I've never heard any acting teacher say interesting after someone did a take. So like I was like, this is just my off day. Like that was terrible. Then he is having us do improv exercises.
You like improv?
I like improv.
Okay.
Today I'm in a bad mood.
We're
doing improv exercises, and
it's like improv in your luteal phase.
I know. And I was already like, I want him to like me so bad, and like people weren't in the class today. There wasn't a lot of people, so I knew he was like looking at me, and it was like an improv thing where he was like, it was like a goofy improv thing, and I was in a bad mood kind of, and so I wasn't like saying the words that we were supposed to say, and he literally looks at me and he's like, "Becca, I know you think this is childish, but you have to do this stuff, okay?"
You got in trouble.
Like, I just got in trouble.
You got in trouble.
Right after this.
Wait, you're literally about to turn 28. You got in trouble in school today.
27.
You about to turn 28? Oh, 27. I'm doing roundup. You're about to turn 27 and you got in trouble.
We're getting too close to 30 for rounding.
I want you closer to me.
So I get in trouble a little bit. So and then I'm like, I literally say out loud, I'm doing everything wrong today. And then we move on, and then I'm like about to cry. We get a 20-minute break. I like walk to Starbucks, and I'm like, I think I should quit. Like honestly. No, like I wasn't really going to, but I was like, I'm doing so bad, and I'm embarrassed, and I'm not comfortable doing the improv stuff, and I usually love it, but like it was like embarrassing today, and like I just feel like I should get into a different class or something. Like I'm so embarrassed because I knew we had to watch our tapes, and he said interesting to mine, so we have to come back and we watch everyone's tape, and I'm the 9th one. I was the last one. 9th. Okay, we watch everyone's tape back. I'm realizing as we're watching the tapes back, no one else did goofy. Everyone did completely serious.
It's a stylistic choice.
So literally, I'm on the scene 8. Scene 8, and there's only 9, and I'm 9. There wasn't a single joke. Like, no one was being funny.
I gotta read the script. I want to see, like, how you even made it funny. If 8 people didn't, how did you? That's a good actor. I'll argue that. Listen. That's a good actor.
So I'm literally sitting on my seat like this the entire time, looking at the clock, hoping that we would run out.
It sounds like hell.
No, this is a day from hell. Okay, so he gets to mine, and I literally say, I like try to stop him. I'm like, okay, before we watch this, I did this wrong. I thought that it was like I was being goofy. Like I
get ahead of the narrative
to myself, and he like is standing there like so dramatically, and he hits play and he ignores my like thing, and he's looking at me and he plays it, and like the entire time my character was like, oh my god, like I literally don't know how to do an IV. I'm so like I'm new. Blah 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 blah. We watch it, and the entire time I don't know. Like everyone else is doing like serious, like actually trying with IV, and I was like, I went to Chicago. Like that, the lines I took it as like a joke. My fucking god. Okay. He pauses it and he looks at me and he's like, that is Goldie Hawn. You are Goldie Hawn. And I was like, I'm Goldie Hawn. What do you mean by that? And he was like, you were different. you made a choice today. And he was like, you are the one that stands out of all of that pile of tapes.
Wait,
that is the one.
So like, fucking true, though. So fucking true. Especially in an acting class, Becca. It's like, yeah, everyone could do it the same way. To interpret it different and kill it. I love that he said interest. Now interesting is like so cool that he called you that.
Dramatic build up all day. He was like not being nice to me. And he like looks at the way he looked at me after that. I was like, I'm never quitting fucking acting. He was like, please, you're never gonna you can't change. Like, you have to be like this forever. He was like, it takes someone so smart to play someone that dumb and do it that funny. And I was like, oh my god,
these are like the nicest compliments.
I know. I literally felt like I won like the one less lonely girl, like Justin Bieber. Like, I was like, what? And then I told him a story. I was like, at the premiere.
I had a crush on you, and so this is everything to me.
I'm leaving that. I went to the premiere of Glass Onion, actually, and I met Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn.
No way.
I'm not kidding. I also had a moment with her, and I told him the story. How I was wearing a long dress, no one else is wearing long dresses, and she looked at me, and she literally touched me, and she was like,
Becca, this is it's crazy. No, I love
it's great. I feel like the universe is like,
I gotta say, as being adjacent to Becca's universe, like, it's, you have a fascinating universe to like orbit next to, like truly, just that, like, the connection of that, like Goldie Hawn's so specific, and you had this experience, and both of them have the through line of like something being one off, like you were the one off of the 9, you one off of the dress. Like, I just find it is really fascinating to like be around, you know, like, it's so cool.
I just keep getting so randomly lucky. Literally, I went to this premiere and I didn't know what to wear, and I wore a long dress. Everyone else was in short dresses. Yeah. And Goldie Hawn, she looks at me and she's like, you look beautiful. You were made for that dress, and you always wear long dresses.
I feel like you just complimented me. Thanks, Goldie.
No, that's what she said.
But it's sweet.
And it was like, Goldie Hawn, I didn't go up to her. She came up to me to say that. So I told him the story, and he was like, I can't help but feel like she is in some way passing the baton to you.
Me too.
And I was like, oh my god, Goldie Hawn is passing her baton down to me. I will be Goldie Hawn. I will do everything. I will study everything Goldie Hawn has done, because this guy said,
we're doing Goldie Hawn summer. We're doing Goldie Hawn fucking summer. Seriously, like, you're either in or you're out.
I'm done with Problem Summer. I'm Goldie Hawn now. Isn't that so crazy?
No, that was an amazing story. And whenever I came over, she was like, I'm gonna tell you later. Like, that, the build up was perfect. I also was just like, oh, I gotta comfort my friend here in a minute and on camera, whatever. I love the twist.
No, literally, like, the finale, I cannot, I'm such a zoomies from that. Like, I will never come down from that. Like, I'm never gonna stop acting now.
No,
because of the high that I got from that. I did not know that your mistakes could be like, literally, I just did that wrong, and I like ended up doing it so fucking right.
But couldn't we argue that wasn't a mistake now?
Yeah.
Or that wasn't wrong?
I guess so. Keep in mind, Kelly has gotten to read all of these. I have gotten to read probably 3, and that was on accident. And all the ones I saw were about my last relationship. So I'm like, I don't know.
No, I saw more. There's a good diversity of questions.
Thank God. Okay.
What was your worst birthday and why? Do you have one that stands out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
3 years ago, my boyfriend, I had that hockey player boyfriend, and he came to visit me, and he ended up yelling at me in front of all my friends.
On your birthday? Ooh.
Oh, yeah, on my birthday. Yeah,
that sucks.
And then he went home with another girl.
On your birthday?
Yeah, it was my birthday party.
Okay, here. That is an abused wife at home. Well, it wasn't my birthday, it's my birthday party. Becca, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Not okay. Wait, okay, now I'm actually gonna unhold your hand when I ask this. What was worse? Him yelling at you or going home? Which one hurt worse? Can I ask?
Yelling. Because
I kind of feel the same.
I was done when he yelled. Like, I knew it was over. I didn't understand that he went home with another girl. I went to pick him up from someone else's house, but I thought it was like one of his like hockey friends or something. And then I realized, like, on the drive back when I started asking questions, and he wasn't lying. Like, he was like being like, you left me last night. Like, and that's when I realized that he went home with another. I realized, because I started being like, whose house was this? And he was like, don't ask questions you don't want to, like, stuff like that. He was so weird. Like, he was a weird
have
man.
To get that man on this podcast. I'm not kidding. For my birthday, Becca, can you wait? I want me and all your exes on this couch, you outside of the room, locked out, by the way.
They would get along to me on it. Well, honestly, I did make a TikTok with him being like, after we broke up, being like,
Sorry, keep going.
It was just, I was such like a battered wife. Like I thought it was like funny that I was happy that we broke up because we hated each other so much.
It was like, I can't do this anymore.
It was a relief when we broke up. And I get it was like funny. But then he turned crazy again, and then he wrote me I'm so sorry. I talk about this man so much, but he gave me so much material. He wrote me a long letter in August. Not letter, it was like text, but it was like like one of those ones that you have to hit read more on the text. After having blocked me for like 3 months, and it was like, Becca, you've left me as a city of ashes. That was the first line.
Men get poetic. Small-minded men get poetic in the aftermath.
There's so many typos. So many.
It's like, I'm a city of ashes. What about when you were yelling me and calling me fucking bitch and all these other words?
On Broadway,
don't say the C word.
That was my worst word there. Can't get much worse than that, to be honest.
Okay, and just to remind you and bring you back, when I asked you that question, you were going to take it somewhere else. Do you want to add that?
I was going to say, speaking of Nashville, guess who texted me tonight? I don't know if you're an OG follower of mine, but I used to work for Total Frat Man, and I lived with a girl named Alyssa, and we had a podcast together, and we lived in Nashville together, and she texted me tonight being like, can I come over? I'm stuck in LA. And we were watching the Call Her Daddy thing, and it was just such a weird parallel. Because our podcast was like a knockoff. I say that lovingly. Like it was like born
aspiring.
Because
it was aspiring.
Call Her Daddy. Like Total Frat Me wanted to recreate Barstool's success with like 2 girls. So they chose me and Alyssa, and we got to move to Nashville. And like that was honestly really cool too. That we got like, I felt special then, but like then I realized wasn't making any money. So like I was dying. We were like in poverty. But so yeah,
you live in your
Alyssa
life.
might be coming over tonight.
And I love that.
Yeah,
Alyssa, welcome. Well, I'm kind of curious. You tell me, well, truth or drink, but worst fan encounter?
This girl like facetuned me so much to the point
she's
like
she
made
like
my
you do
nose, no,
like you
she posted a thing of her, and like she made my nose smaller. She made me so skinny.
Like something you've never touched before.
I've never like stuff that I wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
I was like,
I did your ears because you like definitely need to.
Other than that, no one's ever been. Everyone's been awesome. People are so normal.
People are really nice. Okay. Well, have you ever said this, what your earliest sign of your fruitiness was before you came out? Like, have you ever talked about that? Because let's not repeat.
Should I tell the belly button story? I'm just going to tell it. I honestly just had this, like, come up, and I don't have any shame around it now because...
Yeah, once you tell one person, you're kind of like, oh.
Oh, yeah, I was. Because I told Kelly...
Yeah,
this is, like, a secret I kept for, like, years because I thought it was bad. In middle school, we used to have sleepovers. Like my 3 best friends, like the 4 of us would have sleepovers and beg our parents, but it's literally because we wanted to make out every night, every Friday, Saturday. So there's this one girl out of our like little friend group. She was like she was like the grungier one kind of. And one night, she was always like the daredevil. And one night she was like, I'm gonna pierce my belly button. And this is my best friend, like one of my best friends. Well, honestly, my best friend. And she was like, I'm gonna pierce my belly button. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to record you. Do it. I don't believe that you're going to do it. She finds a sewing needle, literally puts the needle through her belly button, and the way her face looked while she was doing... Okay, so I'm recording with, like, one of those, like, blue, like, flip phone, like, the ones that slide up with the keyboard, like, recording, like, transfixed on her, like, the way she was reacting, like, her face. I was recording her face and not the belly button, and let's just say... That video got some use out of me. I used to find myself, like...
enjoying it.
So, I never told... Obviously, I've never told her, but, like, I was so embarrassed. Like, anytime I would, like, go back... No, there's no way. We're still friends on Facebook, but that's it.
Post out on Facebook, seriously. You have to.
But anytime I would, like, be, like, in the mood as, like, a little teeny, like, a hormonal, like, 13, 14-year-old, that's what I would choose. So, it's weird. But I never told anyone because I was like, I'm gay. That must mean I'm gay. And, well, a little bit it did. But still, isn't that crazy? Like,
it is crazy. It's crazy, but, like...
It's weird if it's your friend, though. Like, I felt so much shame around it because I was like, why am I doing this?
But to be fair, I feel like everyone's first experiences are kind of with their friends. It's like, who else? I didn't know.
And we were also making out a lot. Like, honestly, the 4 of us, we made out a lot.
Now you know what she's into. Okay, wait. Do you have a funny sexting or... Well, first of all, I'm going to do 2-part. Do you like sexting or phone sex?
I don't like phone sex. It's like acting. It's like, you're not actually... doing that stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're in a long-term, like, long-distance thing. Yeah. Anytime I was doing phone sex,
she was like, right? Well, I'm thinking like FaceTime.
Wait, sorry to anyone.
I have before, and it was real.
Oh no.
On FaceTime?
Yeah.
You've never. I guess that's less phone. It's more like phone than like.
Oh no, I was doing like audio.
Yeah, like oh yeah, like you were just like talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing more like hot operator. Yeah. Okay, then do you like sexting?
Yeah, I like sexting.
I love sexting. I feel like I'm a writer. Like I'm like, wait, let's
Yeah, get into.
I think I'm a big sexter. I don't know if people are still sexting.
Aren't you the one that said that you could write like a sexual thing, fantasy thing?
I do think I could.
You like a Wattpad thing.
Well, to be honest, I have done a variation of that for a partner. I just was like, it was hot. That was good. I know. I like sexting. I wish I had someone to sex. I don't. Right. They were saying, do you have any embarrassing story with phone sex? Which, I mean, it sounds like, yeah, we know she was acting. If you've ever spoken on the phone with Becca Moore and you think you got her to finish,
you didn't.
She was acting.
I was not even touching myself.
Wait, I have fake phone sex, but I've also had real phone sex.
How often do you fake orgasms? I fake them a lot more than I think anyone.
I pledged. I had a turning point in my life and I stopped because I was like, because this is what happens. And everyone who, you get to a point where you're like really comfortable with the person. So you're like, I'm going to stop doing this. But then to tell your partner that and you're close and to be like, hey, I actually want to now, or like, let's lock in. Or in the past when I remember the moment I was like, I'm never going to do it again. And I haven't faked a single orgasm since. There are times I do not, because I'm like, I'm not going to fake it because I don't want the feeling of like, when I actually want to, I don't want like, I don't have to be like, so yeah, those times at the beginning, that wasn't, but what? So you haven't done that? You should make a pledge.
No,
you should pledge.
Sometimes you need to pull one out to like be like, let's just end this.
I think there would be a time and place. Like I'm thinking one night stand. I don't know.
Yeah, I've. Yeah.
I think it's a nice fake tool. A ton of orgasms.
Yeah. I'm not that I'm having sex. I haven't had sex.
Right. Going forward, though, that's what I'm like. You're in this pivot. You're in a dry spell. Make some commitments. Make some commitments right now that you can carry forward.
Okay. I actually, honestly, maybe I should do that. I'm done. Don't fake your orgasms because it honestly signs you up for like a lot of terrible sex. Because when you really do come, then you have to be like, that was the first sex. Right, because when you have the real one, you're like, that was the real one, but I can't tell you because I pretended like that.
You can't.
But faking the first one, I think it helps it like bridge you to like the real stuff. Like it helps me, at least for me, it's like a psychological thing.
It's like you can fake the first one, but don't get stuck faking.
Yeah.
And also it kind of makes sense the first time. Like you're missing an ingredient, which is like closeness and trust and like.
And then once you fake that, if you fake that one, then it's like, I'm already like, and then nothing to lose. Like they think, because they get more confident.
Fake it once and stop.
Then
seriously.
Stop.
Don't get addicted to faking it.
Don't. It's really easy.
They want to. I can tell.
But it does suck when they like do the thing that you faked it on. Like they're like,
something. And you love that.
That's why I waited until they were doing something that was like actually felt good. Like I could actually probably come from that. So it worked out in my favor. Okay.
Well, that's good. Okay. So then building off, I'm going to switch it. But do you have an embarrassing, like what's your most embarrassing sex story?
Oh God, so many. I've done so many bad things. One time I like moaned at the wrong part. Like it wasn't, I don't know. Like it like audibly, like they weren't touching me yet. Like just, like those kinds of things happen a lot. Like,
right.
That happens a lot.
But I feel like I've had a little moan escape my mouth in anticipation.
Right. And then I just get in my head. I got my period in this guy's bed and it like ruined his childhood.
His childhood?
Yeah. I was like, we were visiting home for Thanksgiving.
His childhood over.
Imagine like the Zac Efron of your high school though. Like,
oh my God.
Going home and finally like he's interested in me because I dyed my hair blonde.
Oh my God.
In college, I went to college and I had a glow up. He was
You're
never
like, I'm going to fake an orgasm in your bed. And you're like, nope, actually, I'm going to bleed out.
No, he couldn't. I was
like
bleeding
this?
So much. It like wasn't working.
Bleeding so much?
All the lights were off. So we were home for Thanksgiving. I run into him at the bar. And he's like, hey, you know who I should have paid attention to? You. Like that's why he was like talking me up, making me feel like I'm like the girl in High School Musical, like the girl that took her glasses off, like Kelsey or whatever. Like I don't know. I just felt.
Or dare I say the one less lonely girl?
I was the one less lonely girl once again. Then I'm at his house and he's doing a lot of foreplay, which is the worst part about this. Like he's doing what he was supposed to be doing. Like he was going down on me, and there was blood everywhere. Like when we turned the lights on, his couch was covered in blood. His bed.
couch.
Yes, because we started on the couch. Then we tried to go down to the basement because it wasn't working. It wasn't going in.
Can I ask what? Oh, okay. I was like, what part wasn't working? But no.
Because so he thought I just wasn't turned on. But I was like, I swear to God. I don't know. Something about your maybe it wasn't turned
consistency.
on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just wasn't working. And then we go downstairs.
You're like leaving a trail. Like,
literally leaving a trail. And then we
footstep.
go in his bed and his two couches and his bed.
Two couches and a bed. Just stop.
I'm not kidding. I don't think it was just
while you're
like
ahead.
period. Like it was like something sinister like was going
on. A miscarriage or something? I miscarried at Zach's house. Ruined his childhood.
I feel like I'm being an open book because honestly I watched Call Her Daddy and I was like, oh wait, you are allowed to talk about sex. Like I watched the Call Her Daddy documentary and I forgot that I could like say things. Wait, should we talk about what we thought about? Okay, we were talking about how like in high school, guys would just have girls over to like just to suck their dick or whatever. Like I don't know, like
whatever.
I never said that word.
Suck anything, but no, it's like the sole intention of like hanging out was
and then they would leave. They would like have the girl leave, and we were thinking like. Girls, high school girls.
Go drive, pick him up, bring him over, get it eaten, drop him off. Send him on his way.
Like, why are girls not doing that?
Just in general, too. Yeah,
like, you should be doing that. Get the guy to come to your house, do that to you.
How do we ever even, because I feel like honestly, I feel like this message, let's just skip the high school metaphor and be like, you know, our age. But that was the, like, connection point of it. And I think it's at that point, there's no thought of, like.
So college girls, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
college girls.
Have guys over just to have dinner in different ways and not the dinner that's food related. Like literally have a guy over and then make him leave. Like why are guys doing that to girls and girls can't do that? I'm just saying like how leave?
Yeah, that's
just such like a power move. Like, and if it's your ex, oh my God, that would be even more iconic.
Pick your ex up, have him eat you out and send him home,
and then be like, hey, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I have a 9 a.m.
Well, I hate to let you go, but
this has been fun though.
Yeah, thanks for coming. What part of your heartbreak journey makes you cringe the most at this point?
Maybe when I was like getting ghosted and I didn't understand, like, oh no.
To be fair, day 1 or 2, you did say you told me like, Kelly, I'm getting ghosted, and I was like, shut the fuck.
Everyone was like, no,
because
you're not.
The definition of ghosted and what your situation was, I was like, okay. Also, it's been like 2 days. Like to me, ghosting is like, ghosting couldn't even exist at that point, really, but. Yeah, we did.
By day
we
didn't 14, we were like, oh, okay.
I think it was actually before day 14, but I probably wasn't articulating. I was like,
yeah, I think it made me, now looking back, now that I see what happened. I mean, sorry that you have to be sitting here, but I don't know, I feel bad, like, how that you're in the frame for this. But I will say, watching online, like, what happened and what we all know now in that time period, and, like, when I look back at what happened, that's probably what makes me cringe, because I do feel like I was doing, like, I thought that I was just so confused. I thought we were still dating. Like, I didn't understand that in her head we had broken up. And, like, I thought, because nothing had changed in our dynamic, like, we were still, like, living together, like, every day until she had to go do something. And then I was like, oh, we're still, but she.
So you cringe now because you're just like,
I just didn't know, like, what had happened.
Right.
But it's not my fault, like.
Yeah,
I cringed that I was holding out, like, I thought that maybe she was doing, like, I have to, like, find myself on this cruise or whatever. Like, I thought she was doing, like, a no contact for, like, the betterment of both of us, but really she had just met someone else.
Because that is, like, I think that's what it was. I think I couldn't take you seriously when you said ghosted, because I was like, wait, it's no contact at this point. Ghost is, like, for someone like, you've never...
Yeah.
You're getting ghosted now. Wait, someone did ask, and so that is actually a good segue. They said, well, actually maybe not. They said, was the B story with a female or male?
Should we tell this story?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, I honestly think it's fair game because I still haven't gotten a text. Okay, guys.
She hasn't texted either.
I haven't texted either.
Let me be like judge a little bit.
He is the last person that texted. But, okay, basically, it was a boy. I meet this guy on Raya. And before you guys come for me, I have been dating girls and guys. Right, Kelly?
Right. You're like, in today's climate? You have maintained, I will say. But
I'm doing half
everyone respond however.
But I went on a date. Okay, well, I met this guy on Raya. I'm like, is he gonna like sue me? Like, I feel like this is our whole basis of our like relationship was like, I'll never talk about you.
I feel,
but like, I'm not saying his name, right? Is it?
Yeah, wait, and I mean, blind leading the blind right now. I think you can't get sued.
No,
okay,
not sued, but like, is he gonna like really like hate me for talking about it?
One had legal implications, the other's like moral implication. Will he really hate you? I don't know. I don't know him well enough to know, but I don't think.
Okay.
They want to know.
Okay.
And he's probably, if he did watch, he'd probably stop watching at this point. No offense, but like he probably watched the first 10 minutes.
I wouldn't watch past that.
And then he was probably like, I don't really care.
I don't give a fuck about this girl.
So I think we're safe.
I think we're safe. I don't think he's watching. I really don't think he's watching. Okay, so we met on Raya, and then I was like supposed to meet up. We had been texting for like months, kind of. Like we were supposed to meet up at Stagecoach. Then we never did. Then whatever. Then I was on the West Side. Then I was like, oh my God, come meet me out. I'm on the West Side. But like, this is so low stakes. Like I wasn't even thinking, like I just thought his pictures were hot. Mm-hmm. And like we were texting about like random stuff. He was kind of funny. And then he comes, gorgeous, like perfect, loved him. Then I black out. So I don't really know. He takes me to a restaurant. We go to a karaoke bar together. We go to a restaurant. I remember flashes of that night. And I remember being like, I'm in love. Like we're going to get married. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I'm on my porch because I drank all night. Like this guy did not drug me, don't worry. Like I was drinking a lot. And I was on my porch. My Uber driver like let me in, and I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm at the love of my life last night. Like I think I was drinking because I was so anxious because I thought he was hot. So then he asked me on a date. And we have a picnic the next week. So this is like my first date, but his second date of me. Like I don't
Isn't that funny?
Like we literally went to a restaurant.
Just the y'all aren't even in the same stage of a relationship. Yeah, he's going through a breakup. You're getting ghosted. Like
So on date 2, I don't remember anything. All I remember is thinking he was hot. I show up. He knows way more about me than I know about him because we spent like the whole day together, like one-on-one, basically at this point. So I show him, I'm like, hey, he's so hot, so awesome. Like, best date ever. Like, I think that was like my favorite first date I've ever been on. Well, second date, but.
And you didn't even want to go.
I didn't want to go at all. I almost canceled so many times. Because I know him blacked out me. I'm like, well, I don't know her at all, but like I was assuming she was being dramatic.
From what you hear, from what you pick up the pieces of.
Actually, though, he said that I was being like so cool I was blacked out. He said that he tried to kiss me twice and I said no.
And that's the best case.
Third time. I know, but isn't that like cool of me? And he's like, you were not acting blacked out. You weren't like slurring your words. You were just being like the exact same personality. And I was like, you're being sweet. Like that's not real. And then I got like the zoomies when he told me that. But okay, we go for a picnic in the park. Then we get pizza, and best first date, second date ever for me. I was like, I'm so much more in love than I was last week. Like, I'm so in love. Right. To the point that I was like, we
were talking about playlists and
and I was like, let me compare my like February playlist when I was like actively getting ghosted and so confused to like my
the one June you just made in
playlist.
June. Yeah.
And it was like
2 songs.
Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. It was like, what's in like Logical by like just like so classics. Sad, like Ghostin' by Ariana Grande or whatever. Then we go to June. It's
2 songs, by the way. Second being Delicate by Taylor Swift. Hung out with him essentially once, okay, maybe twice doing Delicate. I'm like, you don't add
Supernatural by Ariana Grande.
Listen, you don't add Delicate to your Spotify playlist until you are sure that this person and you are lockstep, okay? And she's doing one time Delicate. I was like, Becca, you saved that. That is a ace. You had an ace in your hand. You played it quick. Like, not that he's looking, but.
And I know that's how much I was like upset. He was perfect that day. No, he was always perfect. So then we go, and this is a man. So by the way, I will be so for real. I might not include this, but like after a second date, when Fletcher dropped Boy, I saw it and I was like, yup. Before I heard the song, and I was like, oh God, if I'm gonna, because this
she added Delicate onto her playlist. Like, what more can we say?
Post breakup, like I was like, I cannot believe that it's a man. I will also say I was also talking to him, and I went on another date with a girl too around the same time.
Yeah,
but he was the one out of the 2 that I like felt like we had a spark kind of. Long story short, he's not my boy anyway, so it's fine. So then we go to Malibu, me and him, and like he asked me to go to Malibu with him. We're on a road trip together. I say it was a good date. Like we had like a mini relationship date. We were together for like 13 hours doing like intimate. Like we went to lunch with his friends in Malibu.
Well, that's why we said you did dates 3 through 6
Like,
because you did solo time, y'all did road trip, you did friend time,
morning,
you did sober, you did vacation. Like
we
you really
like, we're together from like 10 a.m. to like 1 a.m. So like 15 hours. And we like got dinner with Kelly.
Yeah,
like we went back to LA together and then went out and like we're like,
they're like,
come, you know what, we should meet Kelly now. Like
it's like,
so,
all right, well.
I haven't heard from him.
To be fair, you had, and you didn't reply.
Okay, yeah.
But
we were texting the next day, and it was all normal. And then he said, like, good night. The next day, we're texting like normal. And then he says good night. And then the next day, my podcast was dropping. And then I talked about him a little bit, and I haven't heard from him. But I don't know if it's related.
But that's what I was going to say. Actually,
which is totally fine, because in the entire podcast, I was literally saying, I'm not ready for a relationship. I cannot believe I went on 3 dates.
And can you blame him? Can you blame him?
We were like, did he watch it? Because
I don't know. And are you still here? Can you comment, sir, if you are, or one off with me? I will handle the conversation. Wait, hold on though. Yeah. I was going to say that people have asked 2 other questions, and these aren't really like truth or drink questions, but just on the topic, honestly, and then we'll get raunchy. But people are asking about in terms, and you and I talked about just you having a podcast. Like, this is such a prime example now that you're single and dating and having this podcast. Like, you created your podcast when you were in a relationship. You didn't have a podcast when you were single and dating. So I feel like now, I'm just curious your thoughts on what that looks like hand in hand.
I did not plan. I didn't plan to be single doing this vlog. I don't know. I literally don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like I feel like I come with like Harry Potter, like, no, not, but in a bad way. Like, I was gonna say, like, the Z on his head.
Scarlet Letter?
Yes, that's a better one.
Whoa, yeah, 2 literary options.
Whoa, that was good. Scarlet Letter, yes. Why did I think the Z on Harry Potter's head?
I mean, it's a letter and it's a book, so
maybe you're there. That was weird.
What did your acting coach say? You're so smart to be dumb or something?
Goldie Hawn, dude. Goldie Hawn. We're having Goldie Hawn summer. Yeah, like, I do feel bad. I mean, like talking about my life. That's the thing. It's like bad, but I like it.
I know, because I mean, like, essentially, like, they like it too. I mean, people like it, and you enjoy talking about it. They enjoy hearing it. But I'm almost curious too if that'll be almost your tell. If you like someone that you're dating, where you're like, whoa, I actually want to keep this private.
Yeah, and I did want to keep it private with that
one
person. For the one day that
no, you ran your mouth quick.
I did. But you know what? Because I realized I will be real. I realized on the 3rd date, like, I'm not. It was seeming like dates 3, 4, 5, 6, and I did realize throughout the day, like, I want to be single, and it had nothing to do with the person. It genuinely was like,
yeah, good guy.
Great. You met him, awesome guy,
good guy.
I want to be single right now, and I was just offended that he also like decided that.
That's the difference. Your highest self makes the decision. Your ego suffers the consequences.
No, but yeah, to answer the thing about like the podcasting, I think I would rather just be single and have this podcast than like worry about bending over backwards for people I'm dating and not talking about it. So,
but also it's not like they're putting that pressure on you. I think
no one is. I've never like dated someone or like gone on a date with someone that's like, will you please never talk about me? So it's
okay.
Not.
Well, tits or ass. Like, you got that a lot.
On a girl? Okay, that's not my thing. I'm not like turned on by like tits or ass.
Wait, you have to pick though. When I'm dating, it switches based on the girl. Some girls have really good tits. Some girls have good ass. It's just like the one that I want to like touch more, I think.
That wasn't like a dynamic in my last relationship.
No tits or ass? Okay.
It wasn't like, let me get your tits.
I can't say my dynamics are let's get your tits, but it's definitely somewhere in there on that spectrum. No, it's just like I tend to find that if I look back at the like history of the people I've dated, on each specific person, I feel like there's one that I flock to more.
My instinct wants to go tits because I like my boobs.
Yeah.
I bought them.
I would say too, if my answer was like not what I was just saying personal, just in general, I think I would say tits. I would
have to say tits, but I'm not like
more drawn to tits.
Like, let me fucking get the tits.
Okay, again, I don't know if people are doing let me get the tits.
Doing that.
They might. Have you had sex with anyone since your breakup?
No. That's not even a lie. I haven't drank to a single one of these, but
I know that. I mean,
genuinely have been in a dry spell. But it's not even a dry spell to me. I feel like I don't like really hook up with people one off ever since like, I don't know, college maybe. So no, I haven't even like had the like, I don't know. I haven't like, I just started dating like a month ago. So no, not yet.
It'll come. You're gonna be like,
Maybe
I'm gonna get those tits. I'm gonna fuck them. Can you say the F word on here? Are you saying F word? Fuck.
Wait, can I don't know.
She's asking me. You being like, will I get sued? I'm like, can we say the F word?
I haven't drank to a single question.
I know. Worst person in your acting class. That'll get you. That'll get you.
But I will say something about this class. They're good. Ugh, the people in there are good. It's also, it changes by the day. And also my acting teacher has a favorite, 100,000, and it's this old man. He loves this old man. Everything
I do
he
too.
does,
When Becca tells me about him and she's saying it like
jealous.
she's like the high school mean girl bully. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with this old man.
Don't say that because then what if he sees it? When I'm telling this story,
my love, he is not watching this. The 70-year-old man, if you're the guy ghosting you who's not seeing this, he's not. If he is, though, good.
Wait, but that was our... Wait, well, comment down below if you think that the guy that I went on 3 dates would watch the podcast, because he promised me that he was never going to watch them.
But, like, wouldn't we all say that and watch it? I'm thinking if someone I was saying 3 dates and they had a podcast, I'm telling you, any ex I have and any recent... If they went on for I would watch.
We went on 3 dates. Like, we went on, like, 20,000 dates after the third date. And the fact that he hasn't texted me to be like, hey, like,
you should text him and be like, hey, sorry, we went on 20,000 dates. The least you could do.
I did spend the entire episode being like, I'll never be ready. Like, I don't want to wash someone else's dishes. I went on a date with this person. Yeah, like, it was, I was being like a little bit. I don't think I think I would text the person, though, that had the podcast. I'm not even trying to call this person out. I'm literally just, like, out loud wondering, like, do you text... If you're dating someone with a podcast, do you text them and be like, hey, I lied, I actually watched the podcast, and, like, don't talk about me, or, like, that was weird, or, like, and I agree, I don't want to date you either. Like, and I also let it go. Like,
wait, side note, this started with comment down below, and we've now given you a thesis. Can you write us a paper about would you watch it, would you lie, would you text, would you say, would you... It's like, we should just call him. We should just call him. Let's chug the bottle of wine and call him. I'm not kidding. We should do an outro of calling him. I keep doing mine.
Oh yeah, but phone. My teacher we should call him on your phone. My teacher is obsessed with this older man in the class. Like everything. By the way, this teacher is so harsh. Like he looks at everyone like he doesn't like give free like love or like laughs. So like everything this older man does, he's like.
I would too. I'm not kidding. I would too. And
I'm like, I'm over here dancing like a little monkey for your approval. And it took me all day today to get you to say, you are Goldion.
Yeah.
The whole half of the day, I almost cried in the bathroom, almost quit. Because he said, I was interesting. And he couldn't just give me a laugh during that take. Like, he gives the other guy so many laughs. You know what?
That guy has less time to get laughs than you do, and I think he's
I know he's honestly innocent, but I'm jealous of the man. I will say,
yeah, you are jealous of the man.
Like, I was in the car with Kelly being like, it's just like, just laugh at what I did.
Well, and then I was getting snapped at because I was taking the old man's side, and I'm like, I'm gonna actually double down here, Becca. I was
like, oh, so you're on his side, and I was actually mad. I was like, no, seriously, like you don't get it. Like, okay,
drink to that. Seriously, no, like seriously. And if you're watching, sir, I have your back. I have your effing back.
Comment down below if you think he's watching this.
And would you text him and ask him?
Should we call him or I don't know?
I want to call him. Do you enjoy giving head?
Yeah. I don't know.
How long were you hooking up with your most recent ex after breaking up? Truth or drink?
We probably until like the end of January. So it's weird. The day we broke up, now that I look back and I'm like, she probably thinks that we broke up in December because like we had the conversation in December of like, I think we should give up. And then we were like, okay, yeah, let's start breaking up. We didn't break up. Like we kept dating for nothing changed. Like we went to Christmas parties together. Like she sent my family presents for Christmas. I sent her family presents for Christmas. And then we just kept dating until she got on the cruise, I think. So like the end of January. But like she never said to me, we are broken up, or like we never said, okay, today's the day that we broke up. So that's why it was like literally like dragging my heart through like sandpaper.
Have you ever snooped through an ex's phone or personal belongings while together?
Oh no. wait, well, actually, my boyfriend, yeah, I did. I looked through him.
Look through what?
His phone while he got out of the car for a second.
You know, I've never... That's a lie. I did one time. That was going to be a pick me thing.
Every time I've looked, I found stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't.
But then you can't, like, say anything.
Should friends kiss?
Yeah, at this point.
What did Shannon do at the bar?
She went home with someone else.
Would you hook up with a fan?
I don't know. It depends.
What's your go-to vibrator?
Should I tell them about the thing that I bought from the thing?
If you literally want,
no,
but like
I don't
maybe not.
So. Okay. I didn't buy it. I got a gift card to this.
I don't know if that helps. Are you grabbing it? Oh.
No.
More of a visual.
It's not a vibrator, but I bought something weird like when I was like 22 because I got a brand deal for not a brand deal, but like Ashley something sent me a gift card and I bought something like so weird from it, and it wasn't a vibrator. It was the weirdest thing you could get from a sex place. But no, I'm not talking. I guess I should drink. I'm just gonna drink. What am I? I don't like. Yeah, okay. I'm like nervous.
What's your ideal vibrator? Or no? Sorry.
You're making me drink.
Are you a better giver or receiver?
Receiver. Well, I think depends on the gender.
Ooh, you think it would switch?
Yeah. Like, it would be the opposite for each. But I'm, like, with girls, I'm a better receiver. I think with guys, I'm a better giver. I'm faking it.
Yeah. Like, I'd rather just give and go home. Yeah. Pick me up, and blow you, drop me off. I got nothing else going on tonight. Controversial opinion on the queer community?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Drink. Wait, it could be a hot take. Wait, what's the gayest thing about you, like, stereotype-wise? Like,
the girl that figured out she was gay from, like, music videos and stuff. Like, I figured out from, like, Curious by Haley Kiyoko.
That's...
Wait, what's, like, stereotype? What do you mean by stereotype? Like, I'm, like, the girl that thinks that she's straight and hates men.
Well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said stereotype. I would answer the question. I would say the gayest thing about me is the amount of people that have me blocked on Spotify. That's pretty gay. Like, I don't think straight people are getting blocked on Spotify in the way that, like...
Maybe mine.
Like, okay, so think of something like that. Like, maybe
mine is, like, the not being able to get over your first heartbreak.
Oh, yeah, you're doing that. That's classic. It's classic and part of it.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I'm not doing that currently. I don't want to bleep that in. If you're saying that, I'm bleeping that out.
Wait, because what did you just say?
I said, no, I'm saying I'm not. You're saying I'm doing that right now?
No. You went through that.
Through
yeah, what? No, I'm saying...
Like, sign off on saying that I'm better now.
She's good.
I'm good.
She's getting ghosted by someone else. Okay. She's actually moved on so much. She's getting ghosted by a second person. So she's over it.
I'm over it. I'm taking delicate off the list.
Okay, what's your ideal... Well, someone also asked what your... Now that everyone like knows you're bi, what's your type in guy? Because wait, I feel like whenever you say girl, you just say like... Tomboy. Actually, answer both. Okay, yeah.
So, guy, you're not gonna like the guy one. It's like... Well, I have two. It's like preppy, like frat, like witty, like, but like mischievous boy.
Whoa, I wish, Becca, if someone described me as witty and mischievous, I would marry them on the spot. I'm not kidding. If someone was like, she is witty and mischievous, I would be like...
Like Andy Samberg, though. But, like, yeah.
Mischievous.
Like, back in the day, I think he was mischievous. That was my first, like...
Yeah, he was doing, like...
When I saw him on my screen on MTV, I was like, I'm straight. But then when I saw, like, I don't know, Shane from the L Word now that I just started watching it, I'm like, I'm gay. So it's like, I'm definitely bi. But, yeah, so my type in boy would be, like...
But what was the other
witty. Like, but... Oh, yeah, the other one was, like, cowboy.
Okay.
Like, Farmer Wants Away.
Farmer Wants Away.
That I can, like, tell him that he's a Democrat. Like, I'm like, I can convince you that you're a Democrat.
He just wants to go out there, get his work done, come home and love you.
Like, okay, babe, we can vote for whoever you want. Like, doesn't have a phone.
Because he we want caveman.
I want a caveman, like, guy that literally, like, is a farmer, like, doesn't know. Like, legit, so
it's like literally his satisfaction and dopamine comes from farming the land, okay? Sowing the fields. Reaping and sowing. I want a man that reaps and sows. I want
God
them
forbid.
witty and mischievous.
When will men reap and sow
They aren't
anymore?
reap and sowing like they were.
Aren't reaping and sowing anymore. Like, I need a man to reap. I need him to sow. I need him to vote for
No, it's hot.
the Democrats.
Right.
So, yeah.
In that order. Reap,
go
vote.
Go vote.
He's voting every day. Okay, so cowboy, witty, mischievous. And I think the witty and mischievous plays into the preppy because it's almost like, I don't want the personality that comes with the stereotypical look of a preppy guy. I want the and then you don't really want the stereotypical personality that comes with a farmer. So you're actually
when I say preppy, I'm thinking like
fratty, investment banker.
I'm thinking like Jacob Elordi. Like I'm thinking like
he's a little like bi man.
I know, but like in his like Euphoria character, like the evil
my
character.
God, Nate! I hate Nate.
Terrible.
Nate gives me anxiety.
No, same. Why do you think I'm the way I am?
Whoa.
That is who I've always been dating, like guys like that or cowboys.
You can't do that in 27.
I'm not trying to. I just broke up with one.
No, he was a good man. He would maybe reap. He would maybe sow.
He would reap and sow.
No, he would wit. He was like a wit.
Well, he was doing mischievous. Was he even doing mischievous?
No, but he was interesting.
He was interesting.
Yeah.
He honestly was a great guy.
And in a good way. I know earlier we gave that word but we mean it.
No, yeah.
Interesting was the line of the acting coach.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's your type. And then with girls.
It's like just anything more masculine than, even like a smidge more masculine than, not even
that
a smidge.
is such a lie. Yeah, what?
Right.
A smidge more masculine than you?
I was just thinking, well, I'm leaving this off, but the night I met her.
Yeah, but I think that, okay.
Okay, but like, just like something more grungy, like grungier than me. They can have like long hair, like they can wear makeup and stuff.
Yeah. What non-physical attributes would you say for the girl? Because we said witty, mischievous. We said
they have to be funny, like so funny.
Yeah, but that's kind of like gender neutral.
I recently went on a date with someone who I feel like I was dancing around, like telling all these stories. Like I was being like, giving my best material. And the person was like laughing, but the person didn't have anything to like add. Like the person wasn't doing like conversation work. They weren't asking like branch off questions. So then in my head, I would just like note when they were laughing at the things I said. And I would have to like go back in. I was doing like heavy conversation work to keep this conversation going. I feel like because I'm on camera, like my job is being on camera. My job is like having anecdotes all the time. When I'm like socially interacting with someone, I want to relax. Like I want other people to take the reign. I want to like be entertained. Like I don't know. Like I feel like we get along because we equally like you tell stories and I can like listen to you and like be like, oh my God.
And I think we both enjoy both being a listener and being a storyteller. And like I think that's why, I mean, to be really frank, Becca, I think I've seen you every night this week, or like,
oh my God.
Or like
a
lot.
Fun with you
all I
every
just
night.
say, it's like literally like last night sitting down at dinner. It's just like, and we could easily like sit for longer than the meal and longer
and talk
for
forever,
right?
Because it's not like work talking to you because I get to take breaks. Like
and
if
listen
I'm
and
always
enjoy.
the one like entertaining,
I feel the same.
That's when I knew I was
Heaven
like,
forbid I
something
inquire
about this. Like I'm not gonna be able to do this all of the time. Like I can't be like if this is like your best. I feel like in the beginning stages of dating, like you have to like give your best. Like you have to be like razzle dazzle. Like okay, here's like fun things about me, and like they weren't doing fun facts. They weren't doing like. They were being very nice and like laughing at the things I was saying. I could tell like they were genuinely like letting me like liking it, but I was like, but I'm not liking it. I know you think this is what I want to be doing right now, but like something about it, I was like, you take over now, like you lead the conversation.
Okay, but now I'm also wondering, do you think you intimidate people at all? Like, and that's a cop out, right? Like, we don't need to be with people here, but do you think that ever plays a factor? Do you ever run that number in your head when you're assessing the situation?
No, maybe. I mean, that sounds to even go in that part of my brain, I would feel guilty and be like, that's not a real
Honestly, great answer. And not that I was seeking that at all, because I think asking that, I was trying to prompt you that it was okay, but actually in you saying it, it's like, no, I do this and I like have this as my job and whatever, but when I'm on a date with you, like I'm me if I didn't have this job,
right? Like I was doing podcasts, like I was like yeah, but like I've only had this job for like 4 years. Like it's not that long. Like I'm not like doing like lifelong, like I'm not like a nepo baby that like has it ingrained in my mind that like I have something that another person would be intimidated by. So like in my head, I'm still interacting like I was in college. Like I'm still the same. I feel
you're still more years of you without it than
I've
you are with it.
I've developed before, which I'm lucky. Like I developed before I had followers.
Yeah.
So like I'm not doing like I'm better than anyone. So like I'm expecting someone to like I'm nervous.
Show up just like
I'm
we're normal
nervous.
people.
Yeah. And like not be intimidated by them. But I guess I understand what you're saying. If someone isn't on social media, like maybe, yeah, but I don't know. It threw me off. I was like, I know if you like stalk my social media, it looks like I have a podcast and like I love to talk all the time, but like I would really love if you could like take a turn.
Right.
Talk.
Show me. Give me some material.
Like, yeah.
Wait, okay. Now I'm thinking in terms of podcast. In the future, let's have this so we can clip it if and when. No, not if. I was going to say if and when the next time you date, but when you fall in love, do you think you'd have the person you're dating come on your pod while y'all are dating in the future? Is that something that would come like... Because wait, right now I'm picturing it sweet. I'm picturing it being like
better than a breakup episode.
Yes. There's definitely a different way, more on the onset than in the aftermath, but...
Right, I think I am an open book in general, so like, I don't know, I haven't had a bad experience with that yet, so whatever. I don't know.
So
famous
whatever.
last word.
So whatever. And I was like, we could clip this in the montage of you falling in love at your wedding. So whatever. Okay.
So
well, it's going to be hard for me to edit, but I'll try. I definitely will try. Has Problem Summer been disappointing?
Yeah, I haven't really.
I've never heard her so sad. Like, I hope that picked that up.
Well, I haven't actually been being
You
a problem.
still sound so sad. Yeah, she hasn't been, well... Okay.
I'm acting so weird. I'm acting like a little
like
kid.
pitiful. Like she's like literally looking at me with the biggest eyes. I'm like, girl.
What have I been a problem? Do you think I've been a problem?
I think the intention's there. I think that. But can I also say this?
Execution is
June fucking 11th. So you know how long summer is? A lot longer.
A lot longer. I have a lot
longer.
more time. I think I thought I would
say
probably
that.
have had a little bit more makeout sessions by now.
Yeah. Well, summer really just started, and we've been busy. So like, it's just not.
We've been busy hanging out with each other.
Which
that's all we do.
We've been booked, so we haven't really been able to do makeout sessions.
Which our version of being booked is just like being like, what do you want to eat tonight? We're like doing relationship. Like we're literally relationship.
No, it is fun. And it's like, we're all just looking for
one of
friends in a good time.
Okay, I'm looking through the questions now to be like,
okay, ask me a question.
And one of them is explain your relationship with your dad.
I was going to ask you that, but then I was like, wait, I don't feel like you're going to.
Oh my God, my mom called me though today and was like, she's like training to be a yoga trauma therapy teacher, and in her classes she's learning about like trauma that kids can have, because like they didn't really have the education back then. My mom's like 65, and like they didn't have like the mental health awareness that we have now. They didn't have like access to therapy the way we do now. And she calls me today, she's like, I'm so fucking sorry. She was like, I can't even imagine, like, she basically was like apology. It was so like healing a little bit to get that from your mom, to be like, I can't even imagine, like, my kids, like, these are lives, like human lives, and like I was not the best mom. I made so many mistakes, and I love my mom, but she was just random anecdote. She said that she was like the happiest in her life when she was pregnant with me, and she thinks that that's why I'm like successful. And she was like, you got so lucky and your siblings didn't. And that was so healing to hear from her, because I always had this sense of, I feel like I have a lisp right now. I'm like, do you feel like I have a lisp right now? I feel like I'm like talking weird. I have always, anyway, back to my trauma. I've always felt like I had like survivor's guilt of like my siblings, of being like, oh my God, you guys really like, not that they're all struggling, but like they're going through these challenges. Oh my God, the thing is too high. Internal temperature high.
Would you ever wear the strap?
No.
No?
No.
Never?
No.
I have.
I know, but yeah, no, it just doesn't turn me on.
I was with Becca the other day, and you were a little bit down. You were just a little bit after.
the dopamine of a crush, it's like proof that there will be a future of like my life. And so I was excited. And then when I slowly throughout the day was realizing like I would rather hang out with you than like be hanging out with a person I'm on a date with right now. Not in a bad way. This person was awesome, but like it was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to be single. So then when you realize like you would rather be single, then you're like, then everything's blank. And then you're like bored.
Right. Because I think for so long you were spending all those months being like, your whole life existed with the past. And I think a crush at least gives you access to like the future thing that the heartbroken version of you hoped could exist. And so I think to lose that, you kind of were also losing like this thing a little bit. But I think that is part of dating, to recognize like, wait, that's just what I'm losing. I'm not losing this person. I'm like, I will find this again. I'll do this again, you know? Okay, so then now that you feel like the roster's cleared, do you feel like, where do you stand right now on dating, I guess? Or what are your thoughts? How you stand right here, right now while we're filming this?
None. Don't want to at all.
You think no dating?
No.
Okay, so what do you think that, like, if you had to tell me in the next month, if we were to do this right now in a month from now, what do you think that conversation between us would look like?
I am so focused on like, right now I'm so excited about acting. Like I'm like so like that is my energy. Like that's my dopamine. Today when he said I'm Goldie Hawn, that's my thing. Like that gave me, I want to act. Yeah. I want to do my career right now. Like I'm so focused and nothing can slow me down right now. It's like to the point that I'm like, that was dead weight. Like me being like, oh, can I talk about this person on my podcast? Like that's dead weight to me. I have to get like everything has to go. Like I have to move forward. Like I just feel energized by like my career right now. Like I'm like, I want to do everything right now. So I'm not, a love interest right now would slow me down because I have so many things I want to do. I have so much like I want to like I don't know. Like I'm ready to go. Career-wise. Like anyway, a first date right now would be like a hiccup. Like that would be like
throw off schedule.
Bump. Yeah. Like it would be like, oh, like should I post it? Like I can't even think that right now. Like I have to go. So
I have to go. I have to grab tits or whatever you say.
I have to grab some tits. I have to go.
I have to go. No, I think that's actually really, I mean, it's such a indicator like of where you're at in your healing, because I think at some point, like when you're in a relationship, that is a huge chunk of your life. When you're in a breakup, it's your whole life, unfortunately, until it's not. And then to be like, wait, actually the idea of relationship now is like this add-in to my life because my life is so full and whole and like, you know what I mean? Like for you to be like, wait, this would like kind of disrupt the like thing that I've done.
Like while I was literally on the date or like when I was even like thinking about it after, I was like, I like my life. Like I literally like my life. Like I wake up, I'm in my bed, I go to Pilates in my neighborhood, I do my ingredients that I want to make for my dinner. I get to hang out with my friends that I want to hang out with. I don't have to be on, I want to do my thing. Like I want to be my life. That's it.
Isn't it so funny that the thing that probably January or February you was like grasping onto
it's like someone else's life. It's so
or crazy. Just that you were like, I can't do all that, I don't want to do all that, that's miserable, that's whatever. And it's like the thing that was like the painful part of it is now the fuel. Like you love that it's like that, but back then you hated it had to be like that.
No, I know. I hated like being alone. Like I was
that's like breakup
someone else has to like save me. And then like
like I don't want to have to like do all this on my own. And it's like I love doing all this on my own.
No, I know. Literally love it. Like I love doing everything I do every day. Like,
I know.
And I'm so capable.
It's like such a good feeling.
And I really like. You know, I had a dream last night that my high school bully was this boy. I
had the craziest dream last night. I have to tell you later. Yes.
Okay, well, I also had a dream that I hooked up with your dad. But it was a different person. It was someone else.
You've never met my dad, And don't ever speak about him like that again. Like. By the way, you don't want to hook up with him. He's a good man. He's a good man. He reaps and sows.
He reaps and sows. But I had a dream last night that my high school bully was like sick. Doing like BDSM on me. BDSM in a bad way. Like
Becca, your dreams are like literally weird. A Pornhub search.
I know,
your friend's dad. The camera died. I don't know that Becca did this. Maybe I don't make it to the end of the podcast, but you do the phone a lot?
You don't make it to the end of the podcast. That was just proof. Wow.
I know.
It's fine.
Okay, wait. We were saying something about... Draw me back in real quick.
And it was good what we were saying.
I know. We were talking about...
How I keep losing it.
But you know. Y'all know. So, whatever we were saying, seriously, like, we meant it. We meant that. We really did.
My dream. Oh my God, my dream.
Oh, the dream.
So I think this is like a metaphor. I
Oh,
think the
my
universe like speaks to me in like metaphors. My dream last night was, I think I'm having a problem with like standing up for myself. Like I think I'm having like problems with that right now.
Really?
I'm just like having problems like being honest about like how I'm feeling about random things.
I think in general you're very easygoing.
I think I'm easygoing, but like it ends up hurting me sometimes.
Right.
And so I had a dream last night that, because we've been talking about how like there are times in our lives that like we felt like we deserved treatment that we got, and like we wouldn't say it.
Right.
Like we wouldn't say it. I had a dream last night that my high school bully was like tying me into these like things. It was like this guy that like had it was this guy that like I've talked about him before, but like I knew he had a crush on me, so I accepted like how evil he was to me. Like he would say when we were alone, like, I only say that stuff to you, you know that, because like you can take it. Like you're so.
Oh my God, that's like playground bully.
And then
like,
in front of people, he'd be like, you're the. Becca, everything I would say, he'd be like, you're the stupidest person I've ever heard. And like everyone would laugh like at everything he like said about me. Or like one time, like I had a house party, I like, started making out with another guy, and he like punched a hole in my wall at my house. He peed in my bed because I like hooked up with another guy.
never have ever had a house party. I'm gonna start saying that. That's such a good one. Yes. I never had a house party.
That is a good like.
I've never at my own house. No, I've never snuck out either. I would be like, I'm going to a friend's house, and I would be at their house for the night, and like we would go to parties, but I've never snuck out of my own house at night like my parents, and I've never hosted a house party.
I've hosted,
and you have.
And I didn't have to sneak out. My parents weren't watching. I did not to be.
You're like, please God, let me. Yeah.
Like, I was like, care what I'm doing. Like I lived.
It's like, so interesting though. Like people really do live like different lives.
Oh
like,
yeah. I had a dream that he was like tying me down, and then in the dream, like eventually I like started fighting back, and then the second I started like kicking back, he disappeared, and I woke up being like, oh, I just have to like say what I want, like fight for myself, and then like the monster disappears. Like all you have to do is fight back, and then the monster disappears, or like whatever it is.
Was
like,
it hot?
No.
Oh.
It was
no, I'm just like, that's iconic. If it was like, so I had a wet dream, and now I know how to conquer the world.
No, that would be hot, but no.
I know.
But, so I think that was a metaphor. I hope I'm standing up for myself more.
Yeah, it is interesting to think. Like, we got to stand up. Because I would say you're a very confident person, too. So it's funny that I do feel like your confidence coming from the angle of I'm
good in relationships. I think I'm now.
Yeah, because I'm speaking
good
more...
at being like, goodbye. Mm-hmm. Or not now I am. Like, I'm good at being like, that was wrong. I'm good with like, even friends, like I'll be like, oh, this is wrong versus right. I can decipher. I'm pretty quick at like clocking things. I'm so quick. I'll know immediately.
Wait, and I think I'm the opposite. I think friends and family, I can be pretty honest and whatever. And I think in relationship, I have less confidence. And it seems like you're a very confident relationship, but in other like relationships, in terms of things that you would maybe need, friendship or what have you, like,
because I feel bad with like, especially with like friends. I'm like, oh God, like I feel bad. Like it depends. I don't like how easygoing I am sometimes. I'm like,
you don't like it.
Yeah. Like
it's hard when it's like also the
thing that people like about me is which
or
makes
the thing that like
bad.
makes you connect with people.
I know, and I don't want to take that away, but I
think there's a balance then, because I think being easygoing is like, we'll eat the same place every Friday, like we'll do whatever.
Like that.
I'll tell you, like, let's wait 10 minutes before we start this podcast. Like, I feel like you're so just like, you don't give a fuck.
Genuinely don't
That's
care.
easygoing.
Yeah.
But then I think sometimes too, it's like,
where do I draw the line?
Right. Or you're being like, well, I'm always this way, and you're using that as like unconscious like proof or like reason as to why to like, well, I don't really care. Yeah. I don't really need to say anything. Like, I'm easygoing. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it is a survival thing. Like,
probably.
In therapy, I talk about it a lot. And it's like, it's something that helps you survive. Like, it's like something that It's like called the fawn thing, where it's like
FAWN.
Yeah, FAWN. If you don't do anything, then like you didn't do the wrong thing to like get hurt, or like not that I was ever like in like. It was mostly for me. It was like connected to like my mom and like of like I didn't like her boyfriends, so I would like scream when I was like 8 or 9 or 10 when she started having boyfriends, and then my siblings would all be like, "It's fine, we can't do anything." And then I watched how like they were like the favorites, like if they were doing that. So then I was like, okay, me too. So ever since I was like 10, I manually switched into easygoing and was like, me too. Yeah. So like, but now I'm stuck here. Like I'm stuck being like, I'm not going to stand up for myself.
Yes. Everything you just said, the survival of it. You bore witness to what it took, and now you're like, this is what it takes.
And now it's like stuck. It's like not something I can go back, and I don't want to be like a temper tantrum girl, but like, yeah.
There's a reality out there though that you are a temper tantrum girl because you didn't have older siblings or some shit, or
I know,
you didn't
like I could have been so different.
Low-key, you do have the energy of like you could be temper tantrum girl.
You think?
Like no, not you now because you aren't.
I know.
But something maybe just like you're doing hot. So you're doing like you could have like had temper tantrum. I wasn't really doing temper tantrum. I was also the youngest, and you were a younger sibling, and I think that's. I love when people like get really passionate about the hierarchy of siblings and stuff, and because it does. It's like my sister, we're 2 years 2 days apart, like we lived in the same home. We really have vastly different experience with my parents in terms of our adolescence. Not now, I think we're all copacetic and one and the same, but that was hard for me to learn and accept, because things she would say I'm like didn't believe almost, or like couldn't grasp. But I'm like, you were getting a different version of our parents, and I got the version of our parents that came from knowing how to parent.
What's like a birthday question that we can end on? Okay,
wait. This is what I would want to ask you. Can I do 2-part? Do you care? 2-part being, okay, Becca, you just lived kind of an iconic neutral, meaning 26. I want to hear what you would maybe summarize this year as, or the lesson that if you were 35, 40, whatever, you learned a lesson this year.
Oh.
What is that? That's part 1. Do you want part 2 right now, or you want to do that first? Let's do that first. How would you describe 26 and what you're taking away from it?
I think that telling the truth, or like, I think the truth in so many ways of like being gay, like liking girls, like that's a truth that I knew. And like telling the truth in my relationship could have helped me. And telling the truth about our breakup could have helped me. And I think there is freedom in the truth. If you just tell the truth, people understand. I told the truth and I said, guys, I like girls. And I was scared of losing friends that sucked. I lost like one friend that like was a Christian girl. That's okay. Like I lost one friend. Oh, I didn't tell the truth in my relationship, and that I didn't tell I didn't tell her the truth of like, I know what's going, like I just knew that something was really, really wrong. And then when I did, I was free of our relationship. And then when I told the truth of our breakup, I was free of all the weight that I was like holding on to protect someone else. So I think I feel so free and like light when you realize that like you can just tell the truth and like people will understand it, and you don't have to like be like defensive about it. Like I'm not even being like, in the beginning when I came out, I just remember being like, I like girls, but don't worry, like I'm not gonna hit on, like I would be worried about like the girls that I used to be friends with, I'm not gonna hit on you. And I was defensive about it, or like I don't know, it's just like all 3 of those things that were hard truths that I had to tell. Good. It was like now I know I don't have to be defensive about the truth. I can just tell the truth. And because I'm human, I am a human being learning. Like I'm learning that I am allowed to have a human experience and like be uncomfortable in situations, and being uncomfortable is okay. And it just speaks to how human you are. So I'm proud of myself for telling the truth this year.
I'm proud of you too. That was such a great answer.
It was all this year. I came out this year.
Because that is so crazy.
So crazy.
No, it really is.
26.
Like, that is 26. Like I'm saying, like, and I'm glad that you, I hope even outside of this answer and just in general, reflect on that, because it is such a pivotal year you just had. Mm-hmm. And it's such a, I don't know, profound, like, lessons that came with it. Like, everything you just said was the best answer.
Not to add a fourth, but like a little bit of me, I always wanted to act. Like a little bit of me, I thought maybe I could, and I started doing it. And today my teacher said I'm Goldie Hawn.
Yes, and y'all know from the beginning. If you're still here, 70-year-old man, if you're still here, you remember. From the beginning.
Well, I'm just saying, I really think the truth is like my 26.
I think that's such good. And I also love that. I also think it's amazing that your birthday, the fact I'm asking you this now again in June versus fucking February, like I'm getting a more like sound. You've been sound for a hot minute, but like a very sound answer of it's reflective. Like it's so reflective of like being truthful is actually the key, so I can avoid some of these other like things. And also, no more faking orgasms. No more faking orgasms. You're going to be so fucking truthful. Okay. But this is my follow-up question too with 27 then. So we have the lesson from 26. 27, what are you hoping? Like if we were to run this back 28, what do you think 28-year-old you, I'm acting like you're already 27, but I think it's part of it. Mm-hmm. What do you think she has, or how is she living in the next year that you aren't currently?
Like this makes me want to cry, like, and it's such a good way. I really like my life right now. So I'm like, I can't. It's like almost like I used to dream about the life I have now. Like living in LA was such a dream. Yeah, and I have like a true friend. Like I feel like you're my true friend, and I have like so many people around me that I feel so much love for. I'm doing like what I love. I guess I feel like greedy asking for anything else.
No, it's not even asking for more. It's maybe more, okay, let's think less. Well, this is where it shines. Wherever you're doing ask for a pony, ask for world peace.
Yeah. I think
maybe more of like a mindset or more of a...
okay, I think sometimes I slip into being unsure about... I don't know how candid I should be.
Okay, try, but then we'll edit.
Okay, I could always edit. I feel guilt sometimes for like talking about what really happened in my last relationship. So I hope I'm just so far past the guilt of like, because like I loved my girlfriend for like a year, and I think right now I'm just still in the haze of like, not really a haze anymore, but I'm proud of myself for doing that, and I'm proud of myself for telling the truth. But sometimes I do slip into like, it's hard when you like loved a person, or like even like it's sometimes even like I think it's confusing when you like loved even a friend that you've lost and you're like confused about it. I think that's like a better metaphor. I think I want to be more like sure of like myself, and like I want to be less easygoing, and I want to be less like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Or like I do this reaction when like people compliment me or like say things about me where I'm like, I don't know, I want to be more confident. I think I feel like I am confident, but I want to be right. Less,
and that's
like,
wait, it's such a good answer too, because it is just like you can be a very confident person in terms of how I showcase myself to every day, when I get coffee, when I'm in the grocery store, when I'm talking to people, when I meet new people, when I whatever, I'm like confidence to the max. But then confidence actually really is the driving factor of things like being candid, like your standards in dating, like the things you hold, like confidence actually like has to live in a lot of different buckets. And I think that to just be like, I'm confident, when you really like assess it, it's a lot of us need to nurture it in different ways.
Different buckets. Like I am proud of, that's weird that that door just opened. That's so weird. That door just opened. Okay.
I'm not saying the night again. She's addicted to me, y'all. She can't.
You're saying the night when I'm scared.
She won't have a threesome with me. She does want me to stay every night.
But yeah, like I think I deserve, I want to believe that I deserve to just tell the truth and not be scared to tell the truth. There are so many random things that I'm like, it's almost just like, even like with relationships in my family, I'm like, I'm working in therapy all the time of like being like, what happened in these situations? Like, even
like
if you love someone, it's like, that was fucked up. You can't do stuff like that. Like, it sucks. Like, you can't do stuff like that. And even though I understand why like other people love someone, like I'm speaking generally, but I understand why other people can like love someone and like adore someone and like have good experiences with someone. That doesn't mean I have to bend over backwards to love someone. So I hope in 27 or 20, by the time I'm 28, I hope I'm doing this less. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, or like, I hope people don't like, I hope I'm just like taking myself more seriously.
Yes. There's more of a neutral approach across the board.
Like, you can't treat me badly and I'm not going to be apologetic because I'm confused.
Wait, I'm so excited for your birthday, Becca. Like, I love a birthday. I'm such a birthday girl. I was a birthday week girl. My friends know if anyone's made it this far, like, I'm a birthday week. I celebrate my half birthday. Like, I just think there's such a renewal and like clarity that comes with it. And like, and I love 27. This is what I feel. And I want to grab this fucking mic and get up in the camera and say literally 27 hidden gem of the year for me. And I feel like for you, like 26 was so hard for me. I was going through crazy breakup, as were you. So, but we didn't know that when you turned 26, but like it just was pivotal and changing and hard. And I feel like 27 was the year that I was gifted because of what I went through at 26. I couldn't have anticipated it. I didn't know it, like, obviously, but it's not this perfect, easy number. And there's nothing special about it, but it was so special to me that like, I genuinely think I'll be on my deathbed years to come. When I reflect on years, 27 stands out. Like, I love 27. And I was talking to someone else too, like a year ago, and I was like, you're about to turn 27. Like, oh bitch, you're in for it. People need to talk about it. When you live a good year, I think the gift you can give people is like really hype up the year they're going to have. And that's what I want. I
have a feeling like I'm on the right track to have a good year.
You are. I'm telling you. Like, you went through 26 to have 27. I mean it. Like, 26 literally is the seed for 27, and 27 is the like thing that you want. And like, you just have no concept of it. And who he's like, it's not even like your 27 has to look like mine. I'm just saying that like 27 was good and it's underrated, hidden gem. I'm excited for you.
Okay, my last question, Kelly.
Okay.
I'll tell you my first impression of you. You tell me your first impression of me.
Ooh, good. You go first.
My first impression of you is like, our friend group is like so eccentric. There's not really a lot of like girly girls. And like, I see you and I'm like, I got so excited, but I felt like I had to play it cool because it was like, I was with my ex-girlfriend. Like, we were dating at the time. And we were sitting there and I was like talking. I felt scared to come out to you. Like, I felt scared to be like, oh, this is my girlfriend. It's not just like a girl in our friend group.
Like, I was going to think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, she's also from Texas. Like, she's going to think, like, I have to do this thing. Like,
I've gotten that so many times since living here. They're like, oh, you're from Texas, so we didn't know. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, like, so I was so scared to come out. Like, it was just, back then, it was probably like July of last year. So I had just come out, like, on social media too, even though we had been dating for like 6 months. But I still had the fear of like coming out to girls that were girly because I didn't want you to think I was like gonna hit on you, even though I had a girlfriend. Like, that is how brainwashed I would never. Like, I was saying, or not even hit on you. I think it was more like I didn't want you to judge me. Like,
I knew, and you didn't even know that I knew.
And I was excited that you were living with Patrick because Patrick was like my friend, and like I was like, I love Patrick, and like, oh, you're the new girl. So like, you were the new girl, and I knew you were gonna be coming, and Patrick told me all about you and stuff, and you were there, and I was like, oh, like, we were talking about Shannon, and you were like, I waited until like 20 minutes in to be like, oh, well, that's my girlfriend. Because like, we were like talking about each other and like we were acting like we were best friends. Like, we were like telling stories about each other. And then it was like, well, since we've been dating. And then I remember like flinching when I like realized that like you were sitting next to me, because we were sitting next to each other at a table. And then you were like, so like, you were nodding your head. And then like we were talking about other things, and I was like, I hope she doesn't think, again in my head, because I knew she was going to be in my life because it was Patrick's roommate, and Patrick's like my close friend. So we were eating later, and then someone told an anecdote, and you're like, oh my God, when I dated this one girl, and I literally, my head like whipped, and I was like, you dated a girl. Like, I interrupted your anecdote. And he was like, you dated a girl. And then the whole night, I was like, you actually dated a girl? You actually dated
Not
one?
even that night. Probably the next 4. Like, you
and then I was like, you like girls or guys? You like girls and guys?
She would always be like, but remind me, do you like girls and guys? Like, and I wasn't seeing her so often on the front end. Like, I was probably seeing you every couple weekends. But, like, I was always, like, telling Patrick, like, your friend Becca really, like, corners me. Like,
because I didn't have any... Imagine, like, getting, like, a friend plopping in your lap that, like, not only it looks like you, like, girly, because, like, we didn't have a girly girl in that friend group like that. Well, kind of, actually. I don't know. Just
sentiment
not that many.
being,
it was,
like,
a
we
rare
just,
thing.
like, we like hair, like, we like makeup,
girl.
we like clothes.
Like, yeah, like,
just,
we're, like, doing, like, we like that stuff.
Yeah.
And you dated girls and guys.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That's not something I can just, like,
and can I say this full circle? When I say Becca, to orbit around you, I'm like, I had to orbit around you. You know?
What do you mean?
Early on, I was like, in this podcast, I just was like, your life is so fascinating to, like, witness and watch. And I'm like, no, same with this. It was like, my life and your, like, they had to orbit this way. Like, you were like, you plop in. And I was like, I was going to plop in because my own life path, you know?
Mm-hmm. And you came in and you helped me so much. Literally, you helped me so much, like, healing wise. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Okay, wait. What was my first impression? Well, I remember the same thing you were talking about that night at dinner, but I knew y'all were dating.
You knew?
Yes,
I knew. Well, now I know. Yeah, I know. No.
I knew y'all were dating when I was, like, obviously with Patrick, like, he's my roommate. We were talking. He was like, Becca dates Shannon, like, whatever. And so whenever y'all showed up, I knew y'all were dating. I didn't know who was going to be at that dinner. I didn't know y'all were going to be at that dinner that night. It was like 6 or 7 of us. But I did know when everyone sat down, y'all were dating. So I knew, and I actually went and hugged you. I don't know if you remember this. And I was like, oh my God, Patrick's told me so much about you. I might have said Patrick and Brett told me so much about you. They said we should meet. And you're like, oh, what? Really? Okay, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, so they've relayed this to me, but they haven't relayed it to you.
You did
like,
not.
that was what you're, like, you just know when you, like, watch someone's tone, like, you had no clue. And I was like, okay. So then it's funny to hear you be like, when I said something, you clocked it because, like, I already know, like, that you were. But it is funny because my first impression, I'm going to extrapolate a little bit, where you didn't know, or you would ask me if I was or wasn't. But from the get-go, I just was like, this person is so themselves, so well-rounded, so, like, themselves. I know that's so generic, but I think the older we all get, you should be able to find that in someone. Like, you should be able to know when someone's being themselves and not. And, like, you were, like, early on, good, bad, like, ditzy, not, like, aware, not, like, you just were, like, whatever you felt in the moment. And like, that to me tells me everything you need to know about a person, because they're gonna be like that through and through. Like, it was before I even knew you. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that I was like, I'm gonna get an authentic version of you. But I do remember that early on, my first impression, I knew you were dating Shannon, thought you were really yourself. And then truly, I also want to add on, I would say Becca and I really started hanging out, like, one-on-one in January of this year. And I remember those first few times we hung out, it was almost just like, are you doing anything? Like, no. Are you doing anything? No. Okay. And it was like when we were at Great White. Do you remember? We were at Great White, and we were just, like, talking about everything. We were, like, talking with the waiter, whatever. But the where our conversation naturally went, it so became about, like, family and, like, things we've been through and things like that. And I was like, this person is, like, so real. And I watched that be true through the whole time. And again, I love being near your orbit. Like, I think you're so well-rounded. I think you've been through things. I think the way you are makes sense to me. And I also think it's such a refreshing take on LA of people. It's not like you came here in pursuit of anything, and it's not like you needed this to round you out. You just, like, naturally got yourself here, you know?
Oh.
You know?
That's so sweet. I feel like I should have gone harder on yours.
No, I feel like you did.
But
I really think so highly of you. And so I love you.
So I'm
like such a friend lover. Like, I think I am a lover. I'm just, like, closed off who I love. But I feel like we've really...
No, the way I, like, value Kelly's opinion.
But me too. That's the thing. It's like,
in my
imagine
life,
your most sane friend, like,
literally.
also going through things, but then, like, when I'm kind of going through things, like, they're my sanity. Like, you want to keep friends that hold your sanity when you lack it. And I feel like you do that.
We both do it for each other, though. We've
like,
been through
you are,
both.
like, and I actually hate when you're my sanity sometimes, because it's so real. It's so, like...
And you know if I'm doing it. Like,
right.
It's real. But, like, you are someone that I'm so excited, like, I get to be friends with, because I really respect your takes on every, like, I believe you when you tell me things.
Yeah. That's,
like, I feel like that's so rare. Like, and I'm not, you know, there are people, like, that you're like, nah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just really, I love you. Like, I actually love hanging out with you.
I love hanging out with you.
And I do think it is the thing that you're good at, like, talking. Like,
we talk the same way, maybe.
Give me breaks. Like, I think we're so half and half. Well, I will care about the things that you're saying, and I know that you care about things I'm saying.
I know.
Like, I think that's rare to find in someone. Like, where you're like...
It was all meant to be. Yeah. Because, to round it out, Becca Moore, I'm telling you, the things in your life are meant to be. Like, I've witnessed enough of it where I'm just like... It like, works in a way that just, like... is so Becca. I don't know. And so honestly, our friendship, I think, falls in that category. Like,
I know. I got so lucky that day.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you say that you already knew they were dating, because you say, like, your perspective was like, I wasn't aware. I knew you were coming, but no one told me, like, you guys should be like, no one kept updating me. Like, I was in my own world with my ex-girlfriend. I was like plopping in once every 2 weeks, those dinners and things. Okay. So I was they told me away, but the entire dinner, like, I was trying to play it so cool, because I was like, she probably has so many friends, like, she was wanting to be friends with me, like, meanwhile, like, I've
been here for literally 1 week.
No, but I literally was like, I bet she doesn't even want to be friends. Like,
I was, like, also going through a breakup, I think, right when I moved here, too.
And, like,
so I'm just like, you don't even know.
I was like, do I even follow her? Like, I was literally with Shannon.
Do I even follow her?
Should I follow her? Like, I kind of, because I knew I wanted to be friends. And then the whole night, like, every time, like, I would say anything, I'd be so aware of you. Like, I would always be like, is it normal to, like, dip my...
Oh my god!
In salsa,
so she had a crush on me.
I was like, I don't know.
So she loved me.
It was something like I was so aware of you that I was trying to play chill.
You were maybe aware of my perception.
Because I was excited that you came. Like, I was excited that there was a girl there.
So thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
You really brought it all together.
And happy birthday! Wait, happy birthday to me. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday! All this to say, and I'll close this out. Seriously, literally, happy birthday. That's it. Literally, happy birthday. I'm not kidding. No, we love Becca. I know everyone here listening loves Becca.
If you made it this far, you really love us.
We have been recording for 17 years.
Yeah, we have been recording for 17 hours.
We've aged for years. But that to say, like, truly, Becca, everyone got to bear witness to a really crazy year of your life. And... I don't know. I just think that it's really cool that you have it documented, what you've gone through. Even if you cringe, even if you wince, even if you're like, this isn't relevant anymore, it was. And I think that today and going forward, like, you just have so much potential, so much opportunity, so much excitement, so much motivation. Like, I'm telling you, a year from now, we're going to run this episode back, and I'm really excited.
I feel like we're going to, like, laugh, which is crazy. Again, when I say, like, I feel greedy, because I feel like I have everything. Not everything, but, like, a lot of things that I've ever wanted. So I'm, like, I feel like I'm on, like, a track of, like, what could get better than that? Like, I better not, like, jinx it, because I'm, like, I'm so happy. So I'm, like,
That's the thing. Things just do get better.
I don't know how. I'm, like, I'm actually happy.
I can't wait to see.
I know. This is, like, one of those birthdays where I'm actually, like, this is, like, one of the first times that I'm, like, I actually kind of like my life. I'm, like, not, like, I don't know. Anyway.
You're going to love 27. I'm telling y'all, she's feeling the roots of 27.
I'm so excited.
She really is. Okay.
All right. Well,
happy 27th.
27. And I'm so happy that we are friends.
Love you.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes. I love you so much.
Bye.